Jane Eyre summary. She was poor, plain, and alone, but inside her burned a fire that no cruelty could extinguish. Jane Eyre isn't just a love story, it's the story of a woman discovering her own worth in a world that tried to silence her. Charlotte Bronte didn't write a fairy tale. She wrote a revolution, one that began with a single girl who dared to say, "I am no bird, and no net ensnares me." Jane Eyre is an orphan, unloved by her relatives, raised in the harsh care of her aunt and the cruel Lowood school. But from these beginnings, Jane learns two things: that endurance can sharpen the mind, and that dignity can survive even in suffering. At Lowood, she meets Helen Burns, a gentle soul who teaches her forgiveness, faith, and patience. When Helen dies, Jane learns her first lesson: even the softest hearts can shape unbreakable strength. Years later, Jane leaves Lowood to become a governess at Thornfield Hall, a dark mansion filled with secrets where she meets the enigmatic Mr. Rochester. Rochester is proud, wounded, and haunted. Jane, modest and steadfast, becomes the mirror of his conscience. Their love grows slowly, fiercely, but it is built on honesty and respect, not wealth or beauty. When he finally proposes, Jane believes she has found her home. But on their wedding day, a secret explodes. Rochester is already married to a woman driven mad, hidden in the attic. Heartbroken yet unbroken, Jane makes her choice. She walks away, not because she doesn't love him, but because she refuses to betray herself. Homeless and starving, Jane nearly dies before being rescued by the Rivers family. There she finds both rest and temptation, the chance to marry a man of duty, St. John Rivers, and serve as a missionary's wife. Yet something within her resists. She realizes love without passion is just another kind of prison. Guided by that inner fire, she returns to Thornfield, only to find it in ashes. The mad wife is dead. Rochester, now blind and humbled, lives in solitude, and only then, when they meet as equals, does Jane finally say, yes. Lesson 1. Know your worth, even when the world doesn't. From the Red Room to the altar, Jane is told she is small, poor, and powerless, but she never lets others define her value. She says, "I am not an angel, and I will not be one till I die. I will be myself." Bronte reminds us, the greatest rebellion is self-respect. Lesson 2. Love without freedom isn't love. Jane could have stayed with Rochester and lived as his secret, his shadow, but she refuses. She teaches us that love that demands the loss of your integrity isn't devotion, it's surrender. Real love meets you at eye level. Real love begins with freedom. Lesson 3. Pain can be the beginning of power. Every hardship in Jane's life, rejection, poverty, loneliness, becomes fuel. She doesn't let tragedy define her. She refines herself through it. Bronte's message is timeless. The fire that hurts you can also forge you. Lesson 4. Equality is the foundation of true partnership. When Jane and Rochester reunite, she no longer needs him. She has her own fortune, her own peace, her own mind. Only then can love stand on equal ground. Bronte's ending isn't about rescue, it's about balance. Lesson 5. The voice inside you is sacred. Throughout the novel, Jane listens to something most people ignore: her conscience. That voice saves her from manipulation, despair, and false love. Bronte invites us to do the same. The world will tell you who to be. Your heart will tell you who you are. Closing reflection, 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock. Jane Eyre endures because she teaches us that love and freedom can coexist, but only if we choose ourselves first. It's not a story of romance. It's the story of a woman who finds peace by walking through fire and coming out whole. This is a book summary by The Gravity of Words, because some words don't just move us, they pull us in.